All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 4. Woo!
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go rescue Eren and Historia.
Yes.
Yes.
But before that, there
Yes.
seem to be some military police people moving towards them through the brush with rifles.
Yes.
Nefarious intent.
Yes, and that is a problem. But luckily, we have Connie and his master hearing techniques.
Well, or Sasha, but yeah.
Or was that Sasha?
Yeah.
I think that was Connie.
Connie tried afterwards.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But,
he's just like, does this actually work?
Yeah.
It does, kind of. But
right.
Just in a little bit.
But last episode had a lot of bombshells dropped.
Yes.
Like, just a few.
Yes, so I'm guessing that this one's going to be a little bit more of an action-centric episode with some big kind of plot, like, progression, more so than plot development.
Gotcha.
So, looking forward to seeing what that will be. Also looking forward to seeing Levi's squad like kind of move out and see like how they work all together in the field, because I think we've seen them more disjointed so far,
or
than
at least
actually
not moving with Levi.
Not moving with Levi.
Like,
yes, that's a very good way to put it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm super excited, guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh my gosh, these two! Yeah. I can't help but think that her name Hitch is a nickname, because she hitches to everyone, you know? He's got the doubts. Wow, yeah.
兄がまだ見つかっていないこと。
調査兵団がこのまま解体されたら人類は
静かに。
動くな。
Armin.
ゆっくりこっちを向け。そのままの姿勢で指示通りに動く。
Oh, nice! It's a trap!
そうだ。
Yep.
ゆっくり銃を前のやつに渡せ。
Okay.
早速だが尋問を始めさせてもらう。
つまり捜査は中央憲兵の指導で行われたということですか。
おいピューレ、すいません同志団長。
Oh, wow.
こいつはまだ新人でしてね、この壁の断りを分かっとらんのですよ。助かるよ。
Jeez.
Yep.
新型立体起動装置。三段なんぞ巨人には無力だろうが、人を殺すのはそれだ。我々にもその存在が隠されていた。
Yeah, I can tell that he's being in the dark.
我々はあの銃砲が向けられる対象外。
Oh crap, the sun leaves.
バカめ、そっちが行き止まりだ。
Nice, she just Batman.
Yeah.
She just Batman him so smoothly.
Oh yeah.
よろしくフレゲル。私はハンジゾエ。早速だけど、憲兵に追われてるってことは、お父さんの死の真相を知ってるってことだね。とにかく君が生きててよかった。この真実を明らかにしよう。
どうやって？あんた号外見てないのか？調査兵がやったと憲兵が言えばそうなるんだよ。俺の証言なんか意味ねえんだ。この鮮明壁の中を逃げ回るしか俺の人生はクソ。
一生天敵に怯えてネズミのようにこそこそ生きてくぐらいなら、命を投げ打ってでもその天敵に一矢報いてやろうと
思わねえよ。ネロがあんたらみたいな世界で生きてるわけじゃないんだ。でもあんたにけなされるような筋合いはねえよ。それあんたらの都合だろ。
当たり前だ。
Yeah, of course it
お前
is.
も自分の都合を通してみろ。さあ、ついてきてもらうよフレゲル。
やだ、もうあんたたちは負けたんだ。
何言ってんの。調査兵団は未だ負けたことしかないんだよ。
This is just another day.
Yep. I love Hanji. I love her so much.
合わせてエレンたちが運ばれた場所を探り出す。
リヴァイ兵長。
同じくヒッチドリス二等兵。お前らの処遇だが。
あなたたちのせいでストエスクの人民が100人以上死にました。南方訓練兵団出身なんだってね。兄レオンハートと同じ。仲良かったの。
潜伏してた巨人の正体が兄レオンハートだったから。
Cool. Awesome. Yeah.
まったく嫌になるよな。 この世界のことを何も知らねえのは
Wow.
俺らもみんな同じ
Yeah.
だ。この壁の
Bring
中
up that
心にいる
theme
奴ら以
again.
外は
Mhm.
兄が
リヴァイ兵長、俺に協力させてく
Awesome.
ださい。
Yes. Yes.
俺にはあなたたちが間違っているとは思いません。
ダメだ。
Yeah.
お
We
前
don't
に対
trust
する
you.
敵に回す覚悟があるからって俺には測れない。
兵長、俺にやらせてください。
Do what? Kill them?
任せる。
止まれ。
ここで見たことは忘れるよ。
そりゃそうだ。お前たちはここで死ぬからな。
話が違うぞ。
やっぱりお前らを逃がすのは危
He's
険
trying to
だ。
scare him just to see what they truly are. Yeah.
信じてくれ。
信用できるわけねえだろ。特におか
Mr. Bowl
お前は
Cut.
ダメだ。
I love how I know Jean. I know exactly what Jean is
俺は
thinking.
今一度
Yeah,
神
yeah.
だけね。
He's got that face on, you know. Oh my gosh.
俺の銃の方が早い。一か八かやってみるか。お前のナイフと俺の銃、どっちが早いか。
待て、俺は本当に味方だ。俺は入る兵団を間違えたよ。
俺はあんたを信じる。
Yeah. Awesome. Horse face!
彼は俺を試しただけだ。もし俺がナイフを振り下ろしてたらどう
Yeah,
するつも
yeah,
りだった
yeah.
なぜ俺をそこまで信用した。
の嫌いなやつと似てたからな。
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Yep.
そのバカって
Freaking.
兄が言ってたやつと同じやつか。
Probably.
知らねえよ。
あそこが最も警備が手薄な検問所です。
よし、あとは俺たちでやる。お前たちは怪しまれないうちにタイに戻れ。
はい。
Cool. And they'll be on the inside.
マルロ、ヒッチ。助かった。
Oh. Nice, nice. And a proper distraction.
兵長、その人。
This is one of those scrub encounters that the
こいつ
party
には
runs
聞くこと
into.
がある。
Uh-huh. No big
移
deal.
動するぞ。
Yep. Yeah.
バカだね、まったく。こんな廃墟に逃げ込むなんて。
We have lots of it's a trap moments in this episode, don't
助かったよ。フレンゲル・リーブス。殺されるかと思ったよ。じゃあな、フレンゲル。ありがとな。
we? Oh my gosh.
質問。どうして親父は殺されたんだ。死ぬ前に知りたいんだ。親父は何をしてあんな目にあったのかを。
あ？知らなかったのか？奴は俺らを裏切って調査兵団の側についたんだよ。
調査兵団から人をさらうよう中央憲兵が依頼したのか。
俺たちとは別の隊だがな。
Do they have like a reporter like taking notes like in the background or something?
ボン
Like
クラ息子は何にも。
断っていたら。
そりゃある程度の情報を知っちまったし、命はなかっただろうな。
well
バカ
done.
なやつ。
タフな口聞きやがって。親父は俺に教えてくれたよ。証人は嗅覚が大
That's
事だって。
right. That's right.
だから俺は嗅ぎ分けた。上を見ろマルケ。
お前は無心で。Oh, that's smooth. Whoa! Oh yeah. That was a beautiful, beautiful sequence.
聞いたかみんな。
Like broke some knuckles almost.
調査。
Oh, just a whole bunch of
廃墟に
people.
見えたか。
俺らはこうなっちまったところにもまだ住んでんだよ。
Oh,
全部聞いたぜ。中央憲兵の企みは。
俺にこんなことをしてただで済むと
Yeah,
思う
keep
なよ。
talking, keep
お前
talking.
らはもうおしまい。
Oh,
な安心してくれ。
dang.
この
Now
町は
he's
軍
gonna be
商
the
家が守る。
revolutionary, basically.
今日から
Yep,
フレゲ
the
ルリーブス。
civilian underground.
俺が会長だ。
よろしく頼むぜ。会長。おい、小せえぞ。
Yeah, yeah, be confident, buddy.
じゃ憲兵を頼んだよ。
おう。
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh!
特にあんたの口は気の毒でしょうがない。まだまともに喋れるうちに 口を使った方がいいぞ。
Oh!
エレンとクリスタはどこだ？
He pushes down.
お前らが出頭しなければ囚われた調査兵は全員処刑される。最初は調査兵団最高責任者であるエルヴィン・スミスからだ。
Crap. Oh! Dislocated. Dislocated.
さっきの質問に答えなかった分だ。
知らない。本当に教えられてないんだ。
I believe you.
ケニー・アッカーマンはとても用心深い。
アッカーマン。
あっちから誰か来ます。
Crap. Make him shut up. Make him shut
急ぎ
up.
ます。
何もかもだ。調査兵団はここで最後だ。
Oh, crap.
この間俺に偉そうに説教垂れといて
Jeez. Oh.
お前の家はどこだ？ストフェスクだったか？マリーは、お前の家族は元気に暮らしている。子供たちもマリーもピクシス司令にあることを委ねた。もしその時が来ればだがその時俺はただ見ている。選ぶのはお前だ。そして彼らだ。
エルヴィン、最後に言い残したいことはあるか？
Jeez. Okay, all right. So it wasn't as actually action-packed as I thought it would be.
No.
But I think this episode basically set up the whole grassroots movement of the revolution itself.
Yep, absolutely.
So what they could basically have it be going with is kind of the whole like A plot, B plot thing going on, where we have Eren and Historia, or not even really an A plot, B plot, just two parallel plots running where Eren and Historia are going to be the the pseudo MacGuffins maneuvered through the story perfectly to be the desired items of importance.
Yep.
But alongside that, we're going to have this other story with people like Pixis and Erwin and Flagle Reeves being bigger parts in it. For, in a way, the soul of humanity, because in some ways you could say that the thing that Eren raged against was the idea of them living like cattle inside a gilded cage. And there was a lot
Not
of
really living.
There was a lot of very overt dialogue meant to bring back that point as kind of why humanity, or at the very least why these people that are going to rebel are rebelling at all. Is that this what they have, this peace isn't really
it's
living.
not really peace. It's not
and I think that's something that it's something apropos for the story, but also just kind of just to be reminded every once in a while. It's but when a long train of abuses has been suffered, it serves on. I don't know if I have the
blah blah blah. It is their right. It is their duty to throw off such
government and provide new guards for their future security.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing we have in our. Is it the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence? I think it's the Constitution.
That's the Declaration.
Oh, it is the Declaration of Independence. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I think that gets at a core aspect of humanity, is just the freedom to choose.
Yep.
And I feel like we do, on some level, appreciate having the safety of not having to choose something that's risky, like not having to worry about risky choices.
Right, like the whole idea. I love that when Hanji, first so amazingly and awesomely rescues Flegel.
That was so fantastic.
That was wonderful. But then she's talking to him and she's like, "Don't you want to see justice done and all that?" And he's like, "No, I'd much rather survive."
I'm so glad that he's just like, I would rather live in a cage than die out in the plains of freedom.
Not everyone can be as crazy as the rest of you.
And she did a good job of rattling him to his core and kind of in some ways not letting him go so easily.
Right.
Like on some level, yes, she is using the guy a little bit.
Yeah. And that was very much brought to the forefront. He's like, you just want me to do that because it'll help you.
And she's like, exactly, I do.
Yes.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I do like that while the scouts are needing to, on some level, this is something that Erwin did a lot, was basically weigh the balance of a small portion of humanity versus the overall end goal to save humanity, which is having the freedom to live without fear of the Titans. And the thing is they need that freedom first initially, because as far as they know, there's no end to the Titans. Like, we have no way of, like, you know, stopping that anytime soon. I mean, Eren has the coordinate, which could, you know, if it came down to a huge battle, he could
turn the tide.
He could swing the tide very easily. But Eren's not with them right now.
Right.
Conveniently, Eren is,
and if he gets
captured.
Eaten, right.
Yes.
You know, and that whole transfer thing works.
Who knows what happens to the good guys at all, really. Yeah. So all said and done there, I love what they're doing with showcasing characters like Flegel, but also characters like Marlowe and Hitch to be basically sounding boards for the scouts' risky actions and choices, because they're all putting their lives on the line because they believe in something, and how many others are willing to believe in them, you know, even though you know, everything's stacked against them. So that was really cool. I liked the subtle showing of the reporter and the reporter's young apprentice of sorts, because the minute they were shown, I was like, oh, that's cool. They're showing how you know, the manipulation of the news controls the population and stuff. But then I was like, wait a minute. Once they showed Flegel being like taken away, and now he's alone in an alleyway, I'm like, wow, they really like the it's a trap, you know, kind of thing. And I'm like, they don't have audio recording like cell phones or whatever, so do they have like a reporter, you know, taking notes in the background? Even better than that, they had the reporters and they had a crowd of civilians. And the crazy thing, guys, is that like the power of just kind of sharing a story of like firsthand experience. This is something that we've seen with social media, is that people will share their little firsthand statuses, experiences on there, and all they have to do is look at it. And if they even think like that's worthy enough for me to pass along, even if they don't click that share button on social media, they might go and tell like 16 other people indirectly by telling, you know, one other person, say like, hey, you see this funny thing, or you see this crazy thing, and that person, you know, it's a spider web out. So we could see a serious chain reaction of not only the civilians, but whatever it was that Erwin and Pixis talked about.
Because Keikaku they have in
because Pixis is the kind of person who I could see having, you know, more than a few hundred garrison troops under his orders.
I'm pretty sure he's
at his whim.
I think he's basically the person in charge of that like quarter of
like
of
the wall
of the walls, like
garrison,
you know, of the garrison part,
thousands potentially.
A lot of people.
And all they kind of need to do is they don't even need to have their uniforms on, which they probably should, but like they could just walk in to, you know, the interior.
Who knows?
You know, basically the only thing that would be a problem would be those buckshot, you know, first interior squad, you know? Well, they're the guys with the rifles too, but but you know, something to think about.
Right, and then there was that whole other dude, I forget his name, but the other military police guy.
Neil.
Neil.
Or Niall.
Niall.
I really love how Erwin and him have had this kind of back and forth of how, you know, you feel like they are estranged friends, not really because of, you know, they don't, you know, appreciate or like each other or anything like that, but because of their positions and the choices they've had to make in those positions.
It almost feels like the like what was it, that super old movie, it almost feels like the Ben-Hur sort of situation.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like, you know, the two buddies that end up going to different areas, and they're still buddies, but like work kind of gets in the way, you know.
Work.
Yeah.
I really do feel like though Niall's character arc will end with him either, that's who Erwin's death could actually really rattle, is Niall. and Niall is
Sure.
a
He's
leader
in the military
police.
leader, yeah.
So maybe this is kind of the thing that we get brought back to. There's a lot of thematic things that were brought back up in this episode, but the idea of sacrificing something for the sake of humanity, Erwin might be that sacrifice. And
I mean, Erwin basically has had like, in my mind, he's had like a martyr heart on like the entire story, like and his
so
eyebrows
good.
will not go quietly into the night. Like
No, I really do hope he's not gonna die here. I do think though that they're gonna, if he doesn't die, they're gonna make us think he's gonna die like all the way up until like the last possible second. It's gonna be like, like he's like about to be hung, and as he's dropped, like Levi like swoops in, cuts the rope and everything, and then they're gonna be like, and now we rise.
Yeah,
and then
and
everyone
lands in like a
steps up.
3-point landing, with his other sleeve like flapping in the wind.
Superhero landing.
Yeah.
It's really hard on your knees.
But imagine like what what a crazy picture that could be like, because I almost see like if Erwin does end up getting hung, right, and like the sleeve like just sort of getting blown in the wind, it's almost like a cape effect with a
could be
with a familiar show that we love very much.
Oh yes, yes,
yeah,
totally.
But yeah,
okay, so we have also the scouts getting Marlowe and Hitch, which I loved that little scene with Jean. Jean going into his like, I'm Aaron, I'm crazy. Yeah, I was just like, this is so funny. like I do admit though, for a brief second, I was like, that trip looked really believable. Really believable. Except, and then once all said and done, Marlowe, he understood what was going on.
And I loved how they called each other by the nicknames.
Yes.
Hey, Bullcut,
and Horseface. I just love that Attack on Titan finds these clever ways to insert comedy when we're actually doing a character development
very
thing,
serious,
and it's kind of serious, because Hitch coming in and being like, yes, you won over Marlowe, but you forgot about Hitch, and then wait, what?
Whack, crack.
She really could have knocked him unconscious.
I almost expected when Marlowe was asking Jean a question and Jean's just lying there, he was just gonna keep not moving, and they'd be like, oh, is he okay?
Yes, I think that would have been a bit too goofy for Attack on Titan.
Yeah, but like the way they had it paused there with Jean just sort of not moving.
Right, I was like, wait, is he actually knocked out? She hit him on the side of the head. That's a dangerous spot. You don't want to get hit in your temples, guys. Just FYI.
And certainly not with like that was basically a baseball bat.
It was a branch, so there's going to be some bending. It's not going to be as stiff.
But ouch.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. And then the
Jean's stubborn. He's got a tough head.
That's
tough
right.
Noggin. But okay, so now we have some people in the military police that will at the very least maybe be somewhat helpful.
Right.
But I think that the main thing is that we didn't actually see the scouts' plan for how they were going to rescue Aaron and Historia, because they don't know exactly where they are.
Right.
So maybe what it is that they know that they're going to be on the race. In the show,
race.
I think they're calling it race,
Yeah,
but rice
is like
sounds like
it's a German name.
Sounds
so,
like the more correct way to say
that's
it.
That's how it would be pronounced.
Yeah, but they might have some like secret hidden place where they're actually on the estate, but it's like right now maybe they're actually on the estate right now.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, yeah, but it's like 600 acres of.
Sure.
Just woods and stuff. It's like,
right.
Well, they weren't in the house, or I don't know. I guess we'll figure that stuff out eventually.
Or maybe like Aaron will use his force powers and contact Mikasa or something, and she'll be like, "I know where Aaron is."
Yeah, but see, the thing is, Jacob, they're not actually siblings, so they don't have that convenient telepathy.
That's right.
That Ed and Al obviously have from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah. Now, okay. So there was something else that was sort of dropped here. The whole Kenny Ackerman.
Oh, I caught that. Now, this is the thing that's gotten a little bit curious, is that we know Mikasa is,
an Ackerman.
But we revealed this season that Levi is
an
Ackerman. And now Kenny is an Ackerman.
So the point is that all the Levi Mikasa shippers, I mean, I know this won't stop you, but
well, they could be pretty distant.
Sure.
I'm not supportive. my point is that them all having the same last name seems like it's a very small plot point now, but in the future it'll be bigger. Because the thing that's curious about like why they're bringing this up, because whenever I see these kinds of plot points being brought up, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but you never really know why. The thing that seems curious though is that Levi didn't know that about Kenny,
right?
And what that seems to be kind of curious is that, let's say Levi, in my mind, he, from what we know of his kind of backstory and stuff, is that he used to be kind of a criminal. He was someone that ran around in the underground and stuff. And I could see Kenny as being basically his who was the guy that was helping the kids in Oliver Twist? Basically that guy's the equivalent, the trainer going around teaching the kids how to be
right. And they
better
did
thieves.
And they did drop that that Kenny was the person who basically taught Levi everything he knew.
Yep. Yeah. So all that's good, but the thing is, Kenny did all this potentially out of some kind of familial duty thing, or Kenny just got lucky and no idea that he's potentially blood related to Levi.
Right.
Now, what this whole thing kind of seems a bit like, curious of, is that right alongside this plot point we have Historia. And Historia's whole plot line is about lineage and bloodline.
Yeah.
And now they're bringing up, in almost a synchronous kind of way, another bloodline that's probably completely unrelated. One, they've literally said that Mikasa is an Oriental, so she's either like like Japanese, Korean, Chinese, but that aspect of kind of the I almost find it kind of funny in that there's kind of these German names, right, and these maybe potentially I don't know if it's Japanese or whatever, but the idea that I don't know, because I'm just thinking of World War II for some reason. I'm like, oh yeah, that was kind of a big time when Germany and Japan were
Gotcha.
I don't know why Ackerman being a
it's one of those things that they're dropping, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
we get that you're dropping a plot point, but why, and how is this relevant, and why is it that it seems to be something where the three best fighters that we've seen so far all have the same last name? What's up with that?
Well, I don't think we've really seen. Well, yeah, Kenny is probably pretty good. I mean, he taught Levi. So I think that's more by inference that he's one of the best. I know that when we looked at the the top 10 that were in the was it the 104th or something? Mikasa was the best, and there was this clear bit where Armin is like, those two, they could probably take the female Titan. He's talking about them. So maybe they have been seeding something about just Mikasa and Levi. It's like, wow, they're just really, really good. But I don't think that the inclusion of this is something that's just small, or something just oh yeah, I don't know. I really want to see why this is being brought up in concurrence with the whole idea of the lineage storyline and the other one there. So,
because with all the other things, it's like, okay, yeah, super mysterious, and okay, we can tell that this is super relevant.
This is important, but it's not important now.
Right, exactly.
It's something that I think will be important. I think what on two. I think I just kind of divined something.
Oh,
it's important on two levels.
Okay.
The main level is actually between Levi and Kenny.
All right.
And Levi and Kenny are going to come to a head at some point. They're gonna, they had their little confrontation there.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I like about this potentially being is that Kenny is a representation of the walls. So run with me here.
Okay.
It was Levi this episode who said something about, he's like, damn, like everyone in this freaking city like
just
doesn't know what's going on
uh-huh.
except for the people in the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kenny is an example of that.
Okay.
Because in this whole like Ackerman situation we have just developing here,
mm-hmm.
it's almost like the Titans and stuff. It's like, you're a Titan shifter, you're a Titan shifter, you're an Ackerman, and you're an Ackerman.
Yeah.
Like
uh-huh.
what next? So
right.
so what I'm curious about
mm-hmm.
is if this is kind of the theme that I'm thinking like they will use. Kenny knows like a little bit more than just like
right.
a little bit more than just kind of being Levi's mentor.
Uh-huh.
He's someone that's like, because he's connected to Rod.
Yep.
So
mm-hmm.
he's the kind of person who I could see being like a big antagonist, like not just a like, yo, Levi, I am your rival. Do you remember your backstory?
Right.
No?
Uh-huh.
Then let me tell you about it so the audience can clue in.
Well,
no.
Have a standoff in a saloon, like a
No,
classic Western.
This is going to be something where it's like, no, Kenny's bad news. Like, Kenny is not bad news, but he's also like, he's a keeper of secrets just as much as the Rice family is. So, also, if you follow this somewhat logically,
mm-hmm.
Mikasa is the youngest of these three Ackermans, right?
Yes.
Kenny is the oldest.
Uh-huh.
So, if they follow this lineage kind of plot line,
grandfather,
Kenny has, someone he probably knew at some point
mm-hmm.
who was also an Ackerman. And
sure.
And I don't know. I see that as being something that's like curious and interesting, because I look at this kind of plot line and I'm like, whoa, that's an interesting reveal,
mm-hmm.
but
you don't see how it fits into the rest of everything.
Yeah. I literally only see themes, and I see no reason as to why it's important, because no one's gonna have like this like heartfelt like reunion of family where it's like Mikasa's like, but Levi, that means we're cousins or something. This warms my heart. Mikasa doesn't care. She's gonna be like, that's cool.
Well, it sure would have been nice if you were around to save my parents.
I mean, yeah, sure, but she might be something like, did you know my mother? Her name was, this, or did you know my father?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right, because father is that,
right,
would be the Ackerman, yeah.
So yeah, but actually, that's a good point. The whole aspect actually of the Ackerman has nothing to do with Mikasa being Japanese or Oriental or anything like that.
Yeah, because it's one of those things that,
I'm so dumb.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that I always found really funny in like season 1, is that they have all these people in this basically like, sort of European setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the one person who they specifically name the ethnicity of. Mm-hmm. They don't do that for anyone else.
Yep.
They specifically name the ethnicity of this person in an anime, right? A show made in Japan, and you have the one person who they say is Oriental, so like could be like her mom could have been Japanese, and then she's also the one that's like so super badass, like she can beat everybody, and it's literally just Mikasa and then Titan, and for the top 10.
That's true. That's holy crap. That's like yeah.
And then it's like, the thing that they seem to be dropping around is Ackerman. So it was actually the father.
It was actually the father. Yeah. And yeah. Okay. All right. So. Yeah, I have no idea what to play with that though, but I do have to say that when the person said Kenny Ackerman,
mm-hmm.
like I don't know if I heard something over there from you, but it was either like kind of like this or something, like a very slight little sound of your lips like clicking as you like smiled or something. I don't know. Were you pretty stone faced at that?
I don't know. I edit this one, so I don't. I'm not as worried about that sort of thing.
Oh, like me seeing
right, exactly,
facial expression or what have you. Okay. I do a good job of trying to not look at you.
Yeah, we do an entire reaction video, and you're just like watching for a response.
Just looking for like,
yeah, no.
you know, the slight little micro expressions and stuff. So I think this episode has a little bit of connective tissue that's leading into the next one that I am.
It does seem to be.
Well, I'm a little bit worrisome about.
Oh.
Because with the scouts being, you know, under attack right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to lead into that. It's going to be a cool fight. And we've never really seen ODM gear used to attack people at ground level in a forest. We have seen it used to attack people in the city.
Yeah.
But this is going to be really cool and stuff. But one of the things that I'm kind of basically we didn't get any Aaron or Historia this episode. So I feel like the next episode's going to either be a ton, and it's going to feel a little bit disjointed.
Okay.
From this one.
Yeah.
But also I feel like that because we didn't get any Aaron or Historia, there's this element of safety I feel for the scouts going into this next encounter here.
Oh, gotcha.
And I
because they need to get at least to the point where they're, you know, going to save Aaron and Historia before anything can go really badly.
Right, and we didn't get any overt details as to how they're even going to get close to where Aaron and Historia are.
Yeah.
Which I think is
So
cool in
that
that the scouts are just failing in the investigation work of how to find them.
That was one of my favorite lines from this episode.
What's that?
Is the whole thing of like, no, you guys are scouts. You guys have been failing horribly. And Hanji's like, that's what we always do.
Yeah. The scouts only know defeat. What are you talking about?
Like that was just
right.
So good.
Like you could almost hear like Bane saying in the background, "And you think this gives you power over me?" Like he's basically saying like,
you merely adopted defeat. I was
born in it, molded by it.
I did not see victory until I was a man.
Basically that. Yes. So I have no criticisms for this episode, but I feel like because there were a couple big plot things that were delayed until the next one, I feel mostly safe about everything involving Levi's squad. And it is cool. It is cool just seeing them be badasses. And maybe more so having to deal with the psychological ramifications of attacking human beings.
Right, yeah.
But I think this is also the thing where it is genius, is that they have always struggled against the Titans, basically. But now that they're dealing with people, things are kind of easy, or maybe deceptively easy. And that's something that rubs them the wrong way, is that, one, I think most people should know by now, at least the higher-ups in the scouts should know, which then they probably told everyone else, Titans are people.
Right.
So there is no, like, psychological thing. But then the fact that they're dealing with it with people, once they go back to, encountering Titans and stuff, they're probably going to have this thing keep kind of adding on. So, I don't know, maybe that's something that we just need a little bit more time with. But if they...
along that whole theme of the casting off humanity to, get stuff done.
Yeah, and maybe have another conversation with Armin. A conversation with Armin, Hanji, and, I don't know, someone else that's big. Someone, maybe someone like Erwin. I want to have Armin and Erwin, interact, at least once.
And Erwin be like,
before Erwin
you
dies.
remind me of me. Yes, you'll go far, kid.
Well, that's the thing. Literally, it feels like Armin is, just, a baby Erwin. But it's he'll never really be Erwin. So yeah. Hanji Zoe, probably the MVP this episode.
Yeah, she was
really
pretty
good.
awesome.
Jean probably a close second, with Flegel probably his third. Yeah, Flegel was staring down guns for a long time before things went down. He went from, no, you guys are nuts, to, yeah, I'm siding with them, and my nose was right. So
Yep. and okay, and that part where Hanji dodges the shot.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that was just like
animation sequences of just perfection. The two that went from her flanks to take out the other two military police, and she had that brief like kind of sidestep.
That was great. That was awesome.
And she just nope to that.
That's right.
Whew. Anything in this episode that you were kind of just enjoyed getting to see besides those bits with Hanji being awesome?
I mean,
you seem to really enjoy the Jean scene with Marlo.
that was great. That was great. The whole bit. Every time that basically Erwin or Hanji were on screen this episode, it was absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Like, because of course Hanji, but then like Erwin just showing him being like in the cell, like even though he's been tortured and like he's got like the swollen eye and everything, and just the one arm like locked up and stuff, and
you reminded me.
Now comes in and everything, and
but then he asks him about his family, where his house was located.
Because
I think that was the most recent time since the whole Annie and Eren fight at the end of season 1. That's the thing that I think Attack on Titan does a good job of reminding us, is how recent everything was.
The sort of the internal consistency kind of stuff, and like mentioning of past events and things like that. And
because I think they run dangerously close in some areas to putting in things that nothing contradictory, but putting in things that aren't ever fully kind of explained, and not explained in terms of like a plot or a world building thing, but things of like kind of internal consistency. So like things will just move super fast, and you'll be like, wait, wasn't this happening in there? But then they have things like this where the characters, because Attack on Titan is an emotional show. Say what you will about kind of how it has this whole mystery element to it and thing, but no. This is an emotional show.
Emotions run high,
with very intense things happening all the time, basically. So people react intensely.
Right.
So a lot of fun to watch, and I really did like that bit of Erwin showing his humanity when he's the kind of person who's all about championing, throwing it away for the greater bit. So he's trying to win over Nile, and that's fantastic. Guys, you want to see the full length reaction to this episode, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. If you want to get into the discussion side of things with us on Discord, support us on any level of Patreon, and you can get in there. Jacob is in the spoilers section for the manga, and I'm in the spoilers section for the anime onlys. And you get to chat with us live as these episodes come out. It's pretty legit. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.